Well, we've got a big winter storm heading our way down here in Texas. Well, it's across the country, but for us in Texas, especially South Texas, it's a big deal when it's cold and raining, and then if it's freezing and raining. Even though we don't get snow, whether it's sleet or frozen rain or whatever they call it, I forget the name. I can't. I knew it earlier, but I can't think of it now. But so we're kind of getting set for precipitation tomorrow in either case, however it comes, whatever form. Of course, in North Texas, it's going to be a little bit more um, frozen, I guess. Possibility of snow is higher in the Panhandle, and as it sweeps across Texas all the way to Dallas, Fort Worth metro area, most of the times in San Antonio and south, it doesn't really get cold enough for us to have snow or to keep snow. So, there's people out making prep. Some people are at work like it's no big deal, and maybe for some it isn't a big deal. If you're already prepped, you know what you got. So, we're good that way. If we have to, it's not going to be that bad, I don't think. It'll just be cold. It's been cold in the well, let's see, it was below freezing a couple nights ago. It's been in the 30s overnight or, the low 30s. And I think by next week, we'll be back in the normal 70s during the day instead of 40s like what it is right now. So we're actually doing pretty good. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about today was right after we had those terror attacks last weekend in the New Year's Eve. And it's unfortunate that some people didn't survive those by choice or by accident. There was a lot of chatter about a lot of bad things possibly happening in 2025, and everybody has their speculations about things that can go on, who's already in the country that could start stuff here, if you know what I mean. Um, so we, in general, the public of this country, actually any probably Western country, need to be ready for any kind of shenanigans or bad things that are going to happen in our country caused by probably some foreigners who came in to do the damage since we have an open border still. Um, but as we've seen, some people can be brought up a certain way, and then I don't want to say, let's see, how do I put it? They get their ideas in their heads changed a little bit. I don't want to say poisoned, but I mean, take it how you like it. They have a change of priorities or how they believe in certain things. I guess I should put it that way. Okay. So we all have to keep our head on a swivel and watch out what's going on. We have to be ready for all kinds of things. Of course, have your water, have your food, have your blankets. I mean, everybody up north already knows you got to have all those things already done. I've got a lot of firewood too, so I'm ready just in case stuff goes south. If it makes it this far south, no pun intended, I'm ready. I'm ready to do that too. But hopefully, it won't be like it was in our snowstorm of 2021 in the Snowmageddon, where it was like 40 degrees inside my house. Even with the fireplace on, it was freezing in here. Okay, so the other one thing I wanted to talk about was, no, not that one. Talked about some of the grid. Okay, since Congress came back, I guess last week, and I know they're going to start working on confirmation of some of these appointments. I do believe this or next week, soon, even before President Trump is actually inaugurated. That's what I heard today, anyway. 158 House Democrats vote no to deportation of illegal immigrants for sex offenses. I can't even believe these people. Okay, so these are by state, right? Let me see if I could. I don't know if you can see it, if it's too light, too white. Yeah. I was going to read some of the names anyway, but yeah. Okay. Alabama, Sewell. Now, California has like 30 representatives who voted not to deport illegals for sex offenses. Aguilar, Barragan, Vera, Brownlee, Carvajal, Cárdenas, Chu, Correa, Costa du Saulnier, Eshu, Garamendi, Garcia, Robert, Gomez, Huffman, Jacobs, Kamlager, Dove, Kana, Lee, Liu, Lofgren, Matsui, Mullen, Napolitano, Pelosi, of course, Peters, Porter, Ruiz, Sanchez, Schiff, of course, included, Sherman, Takano, Thompson, Torres, Vargas, Waters. Those are all California. Colorado, Crow, DeGette, Negus. Is that how you say it? I don't know. Neguse. Pedersen, Connecticut, DeLauro, Himes, Larson. Oh, that DeLauro. Okay, now I know who that is. The one with the hair. Blunt, Rochester, and Delaware, Florida. Castor, Cherflus, McCormick, Frankel, Lois, Frost, Soto, Wasserman Schultz, of course, and Wilson. Georgia. Bishop, Johnson, Macbeth, Scott, David, Williams. Hawaii. Case, Takuda, Illinois, Caston, Davis, Foster, Garcia, Jackson, Kelly, Krishnamurti, Quigley, Ramirez, Shakowski, Schneider, Underwood. Indiana, Carson, Kentucky, McGarvey, Louisiana, Carter. Right? Did I say that right? Yeah, I did. Maine, Pingree, Maryland, Hoyer, Ivy, Mfume, Raskin. This is Maryland. Rupersberger. It's super tiny. Some letters I can't read right. Sar Sarbanes or Sarbanes, whichever. Trone, is that an R or an I? Trone, I think it is. Okay. Massachusetts, Auchinclose. Clark, Keating, McGovern, Moulton, Neal, Presley, Trahan, MI. Is that Michigan? Dingle, Kildee, Stevens, Thaindar, Tlaib. Minnesota, McCullum, Omar, of course, Phillips, in the family. Thompson, Mississippi. Missouri, Bush, Cleaver, New Hampshire, Custer. New Jersey, Kim, Menendez, Norcross, Palone, Watson, Coleman. New Mexico, geez, Ledger, Fernandez. New Mexico, yeah, again, Stansbury. New York, Bowman, Clark, Espaillat, Goldman, Jeffries, Meeks, Meng, Morel, Nadler, Ocasio-Cortez, of course, Tonko, Torres, Velasquez, North Carolina, Adams, Fushi, Ross, Beatty, Brown. Oh, Beatty's in Ohio, starting in Ohio. Brown, Landsman, Oregon, Blumenauer, Bonamici, Hoyle, Pennsylvania, Dean, Lee, Scanlon, Rhode Island, Amo, South Carolina, Clyburn, Tennessee, Cohen, let's see, got that one. Texas, Casar, Castro, shame on you, Joaquin. Crockett, shame on you too for what your name is. You should be ashamed to be called Crockett and vote to keep illegals here with sex offenses. Doggett, Escobar, Fletcher, Garcia, Al Green, shame on you too. VC, Vermont, Ballant, Virginia, Beyer, Connolly, McClellan, Scott, Washington, Del Bene, Jayapal, Kilmer, Larson, Strickland, Wisconsin, Moore, Pocan. Those are 158. Now, the two Democrats that did not vote, Evans, Pennsylvania, Grijalva of Arizona. 5 Republicans that did not vote, Esposito, Dunn, Maliotakis, New York, La Lota, New York, and Granger, Texas. Now, I was looking at this Granger thing, and I remember hearing in the news there was a lady, this Representative Granger, she was, it's crazy. And you'd think that if somebody had been missing this long, somebody would look into something. She hadn't voted, hadn't been in Congress for 6 months. And then they found her in a senior home for people losing memory. I think that's what it was. 6 months. 6 months she's been there and nobody said a word about where is she? How come she's not here? How come she hasn't voted? I mean, if I missed my job that long, they'd be like calling me and finding out, or you're fired. One of those two, you know? Y'all need to watch out who y'all are voting for. And if you didn't vote for any of these people, like I didn't vote for this clown here, this scumbag in my state, I mean, it's hard to talk to people and tell them, look, stop voting for these people. I mean, if you have kids, you won't, I don't understand how you vote to keep these people here. They're illegal, one, they broke the law, two, and then they're committing crimes, three, and four, sex offense, which was even really worse. And if it's against a minor, then that's five times you're done with me. I would like build the gallows. Let's go. We need, what is it? The hanging judge. It's just crazy. I can't even believe people need to really know who they're voting for, but they don't. A lot of these people, they just keep voting Democrat, Democrat, or some people just keep voting Republican and don't even realize what a rhino is until they find out that their Republican person that they voted for is voting for that same stuff. It's just crazy. Oh, and I was looking about the fires. How far are we? 11 minutes. I don't want to be too long. I was looking at this information about the fires. Let me go to this screen right here. It's not going to show on you, but I think it was, where is it? Come on. It's going to take a while. New York Post. Um, and this is just a little mini headline. LA Mayor Karen Bass cut fire department funding by 17.6 million. This is insane. If you know you're going to have fires and earthquakes and all kinds of damage, you're going to need, EMS and rescue services in your city because it's been going on for centuries, right? But you cut the budget. What are you thinking? What is this? What is she thinking? This is crazy. It's insane to think that, I mean, and you've had fires before. It's not like it's anything new. Oh, we won't have fires here. Never happened. Okay. It's not like it's unexpected. It's already expected there in California because they don't, maintain the forestry, And I was watching a video of, what was it? I forget where it was, but it was somebody showing the past when President Trump, the first term, was talking to Gavin Newsom about maintaining and trimming, managing the forestry and all that, so there won't be any fuel for fire. And this guy still hasn't done it. And then they cut the funds for the fire department. And then there's no water in the hydrants. There's not enough fireman. I'm going to call him a fireman. I don't care, whatever. Okay. So I saw the video of this person, I don't know if it was a man or a woman, with a dog, and you could see outside the windows, the flames are so huge outside, but they're in their house. And I'm thinking later, oh, that's kind of interesting, whatever. But then I'm thinking, like, what are you doing in your house? The flames were huge and they were all around. There was a window in the front, a window on the side, big, big windows for views, to look out. These big windows, and all you see is big flames of fire outside. Like, what are you doing there? Get out. But the firefighters have no water. There's no firemen. There's no pressure. So, no equipment. I think they also gave some of the equipment to Ukraine because I don't know why they didn't think that they would need it because, they're just liberals and they cut the budget and gave all their stuff away and they have the firemen. So, screw everybody who lives here. We'll let their houses burn down and then they don't have any insurance on top of that. Great planning, California. Okay, these people. I can't even look at those California, representatives that voted to let the sex offenders stay. Besides the fact that already they had so many homeless people living in the streets, taking their leisure dump on the street, on the sidewalks, starting fires here and there, wherever. Like, how do you think these kinds of things start? I don't know. It's just crazy. You know, I don't understand how I I just don't, it's no common sense. Like my dad would say, you don't have common sense, you ain't worth the shit. And it's true. Some people, they have no common sense, but they're going to hold up their liberal values and they're going to screw you over. They're going to tax the crap out of you, take your money, burn down your property, just like what they did in Hawaii, or damage your property like what they did in North Carolina. So then they can get their buddies over here to come rebuild and everything. And then, oh, now you got to pay us money. Oh, we're going to rebuild your town and your city. Oh, you have to pay us now. There goes your taxes. You already lost everything you own, and then you didn't have any insurance because California wouldn't insure the place because it's too expensive, and who can afford that? And now they're like, oh, we're going to come take your property. It's the same story in a different part of the country. I don't know. Anyway, so frustrating, and I could just I could go on for hours, but I'd rather not right now because I need to cut this one off. We're already at, I don't know how many, however many, maybe close to, hopefully not 15. Anyway, I'll go ahead and leave this right here, and I'll have to make another video later about some of the other things I wanted to talk about because the video had kind of got stuck right there for a little bit. So it's because I think I have too many tabs open. Anyway, I hope y'all have a good evening. Be prepared for the bad weather. Get your preps ready. And this is Celia, and I hope I'll see y'all later. Like, share, subscribe. And Hispanic Conservative is out of here. Bye, y'all.